Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Atrax.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro.
That's right. We are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information. Today is Thursday, May 25th, 2023, and you can find this 199 Almost There podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find a podcast in the galaxy far, far away.
You can also find every single Working Class Nerds episode on YouTube. Just search for the Working Class Nerds podcast or go to youtube.com/@workingclassnerds. Click on playlist, click on Working Class Nerds, and boom! Every episode, past and present, right at your very fingertips.
And you can watch me terribly fail at video games Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can also watch Nick get completely wrecked and not be a Jedi survivor, be more like a Jedi dyer every single Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And we're all on the social media. I'm at MarcusB814.
I am at Atrax_A, and he is at Nick Vern. That's NKCVRN.
And this week's episode, we're welcoming back Kogass. He's a great friend of mine, an even better friend of the show. He's been on the show the most times out of any other guest, and he's back, baby. We're going to find out what the hell's going on in his life, where the hell he's been, and if he's still murdering people in SWTOR. Kogass, welcome to the show, and what have you been up to?
Oh, hello there. Hi, guys.
Hello there.
What have I been up to is a very, very loaded question. Obviously, still killing everybody in the PvP. I've also been participating in Cal's, how do we call it? Challenge. He's been doing a Star Wars The Old Republic Galactic Championship competition. I am happy to say I am still in this competition. I'm sorry, Cattails. She was eliminated on the previous episode. So, we just shot. We shoot on Fridays, and last week was phenomenal. Spoiler: we had a PvP-esque event, and of course, I had to come out on top. So, yeah, a little spoiler there. Got a house since we last talked.
Whoa.
What else are we doing?
Whoa.
That's big news.
And just working and jobbing. I'm back to streaming at least twice a week, Monday or Wednesday, and Saturday mornings is the tentative schedule. I'm still working on getting all that set up, and I'm sure this is all just way too much information to throw at you guys all at once.
Well, that I want to hear more about the house. And now when you said back, rewinding a little bit about the episodes of this epic event, can you tell us a little bit about that?
So the Galactic Championship is put together by Today in Tor Cal. I like his tweets a lot. He says he used to watch me PvP stream and that he misses my stream and just warms me all up because he's so nice about it. And essentially, he's throwing this competition between several different content creators to see who is the galactic champion among the content creators. So we have Cat was in it, Cattails. Intisar is in there, as well as Zamzam. We also had some international competitors, Remus and Shintar. And I believe one other, Zamzam, is international. And because she's back in the Australian land. Maybe Frederick. I think Frederick is German. He's there as well. And Cal, I believe, is also an Aussie. Don't get mad at me. So those are all the contestants. Oh, man. Come on. Come on,
So
man.
who?
I'm on my
All
juggernaut.
right,
I'm on my
all right.
juggernaut. You don't want to touch this.
I know. So I guess the question is, who will the galactic champion be?
Honestly, it's I'm being really surprised by how good Zach is. Zach is a very strong player. He helps SWTOR out on her website with a lot of her guides. I didn't know who he was beforehand because he actually states that he kind of stays behind the scenes on most things, but he has come up to be a big surprise. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gives me a run for the money for first place.
Oh, so you're saying you're going for first? I'm going to root for Intisar. Just saying.
I'm rooting for you, Kogass.
I'm rooting
Well,
for
thanks,
Intisar.
Atrax. At least I know who my real friend is here.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I can't I can't boost your ego even more than it already is right now. So let's
I
go
was about
Intisar
to.
this weekend or a bush. Well, I'm super happy you're back. It's just nice to hear your voice on the show. I don't even know how many episodes it's been that you haven't been on.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute. I kind of
time ago.
I think I really started dropping off back in October. Mid-October was when I kind of disappeared and did my ninja bomb and came
But it
back
was
late
even
April.
before that. I'll have to look and see the last time you were on the show. But
Okay.
Atrax, what have you been up to?
I've been up to all sorts of stuff like usual. Gaming, and more gaming. In addition to the usual League of Legends, WoW, stuff like that I play pretty much every day. I started trying to play the RE4 remake again because I started it and then I got distracted and went to PAX and all this stuff happened. So like we just got kind of busy. Started playing it again, and my initial kind of thoughts now that I've made it to chapter 6, my initial thoughts I feel like have kind of carried through the game where a majority of the time I'm enjoying myself and the game looks really good, and I have to conserve my ammo because I'm playing on professional mode because the game said, hey, if you've played the original, play on professional mode, play on this mode. So I said, sure. You definitely need to manage your ammo and craft the correct ammo, which I really don't like the whole crafting system. I wish they just gave you, like they added these types of things that I felt were really unnecessary. Crafting is one of them. Durability and parrying on your knives is the other. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to go for something new or what. I don't know what the decision making was behind it. To me personally, it didn't really feel needed, and it made the game, what's the word?
Awesome?
No, not awesome. It just felt unnecessary. We're like, now here's another thing that I have to manage instead of being able to just enjoy the game that I remember playing in high definition graphics with, new animations and stuff like that. It's, now I have to manage durability and craft ammo types, and now they've added like this system of side quests and stuff. I don't know. It just, to me, it seems a lot of unnecessary stuff thrown in there. The base game was really, really good and really fun. Why mess with it? That's my opinion anyway. I'm going to play through it and finish it just because it's high quality. The animations are good. I think the game runs really well, even though my graphics card is getting behind now. And actually the rest of my system is, except for, I don't know, maybe my RAM and stuff like that. You never need to change a power supply if you're doing things right either. But
That's not true. I'm just going to interject and say my power supply blew right during stream. It was turning on and then turning off, turning on and then turning off, turning on and then that sucked ass in every way.
In Marcus's defense, he does have a very bad street record of taking care of his computers.
It's
I was
all
gonna
right.
say, didn't you like dump water
The
on one
long
of them or
silence is
something like
is
that?
Mark
Like,
is nodding his head, saying, "Unfortunately, that is true."
All right.
Yeah.
So
right.
I wasn't gonna interject too much during Atrex's thing, but I'm in now. Yeah, I have been reeled in. So the reality is this: I am a non-maintenance person. I turn it on, I use it, I turn it off. I undust it like once a year. Like I can see the dust coming out of like the power supply like case holes, and I just don't give a fuck. So it's my fault when my computer blows up. Right?
Yeah.
It is
then you
100%.
care.
Yeah, and then I care. So then, but the one time my computer did break that was not my fault was when the water cooler stopped cooling and I fried my CPU. You remember
can you
that?
say that again? The water cooler.
Yes.
So
Liquid
unfortunately, if you know much about computer maintenance, you know that water coolers are not maintenance free, which is why you need to go with air coolers.
Well, I do now, and I love my Noctura.
You do now.
Oh, I
Well,
was hoping
well-
you were gonna say like it's not water, because if it was, your computer would explode from all the steam.
Right.
would just
Liquid
boil
cooling.
the
Liquid
water.
cooling is not maintenance free, my friend.
No, it's
Liquid
not.
cooling is not maintenance free.
No,
Even
I know
closed
that. Well,
systems.
Kogass was around. So what happened is so I boiled my CPU. It was done. And then during that process, when I went to take out the graphics card, I didn't push the button and I ripped the PCI port right off my motherboard because I'm strong like bull. Okay.
Oh.
So I remember calling Kogass, basically crying that my computer is fucked and I had to buy a new motherboard and a new CPU. That's when I got the i9-9900K. And it was the worst feeling ever. But now I use the Noctura, I don't know, some Austrian or something like that air cooler. Thing is legit. I love that thing. Like if I use the new i9, I have to go liquid cooling. You can't use air cooling on it. It has to be liquid. Because that
Well, it's a
thing
good
runs,
thing then AMD makes better CPUs than Intel then.
except in 2 years when the AMD one fails because they use like Walmart parts instead of like
Man,
real
you're talking
parts.
about AMD 7-8 years ago, brother. My AMD 5950 still kicking strong. This is fucking COVID time frame.
COVID time frame. I love
Yeah.
it.
So anyways, so what are you going to buy for a graphics card?
We had this very long discussion before the show about, oh, you should get a graphics card, you shouldn't get a motherboard. I got a i9 13900 for a really good deal from a friend. So I'm kind of like, well, I could just buy a motherboard, and there's Memorial Day sales going on currently, and I could buy a cheap like 3060, 3070 for a couple $100 and have a pretty sweet new, well, relatively new PC. You know, RAM and all that stuff could be the same. Keep the case, hopefully. But the more that I think about it, the more Kogass and Marcus are right that upgrading the graphics card is probably the way to go. So I've been looking at the 40 series. Maybe I'll get a 40 series. I'll decide in the next couple of hours because I think the sale ends at midnight. So I've only got like 4
How
or
does the
5 hours
Memorial
left.
Day sale end before Memorial Day?
I don't know. Or maybe it's just that part of the sale or something like that. We'll
No,
see.
it might
in
be
the
like a
next couple
flash
of
sale
hours.
for it. Oh my gosh.
Could be. Let's see here. Where is it?
Okay, well, while they're looking at that, I'm going to give you guys a little breakdown. So as Atrax, this is from my mouth, from his mouth to my ears to my mouth. He said that, so he got this sick CPU for a super discount, super duper discount. But the problem isn't, but his CPU is not maxing out at all when he's playing games. Now, it might now like that he puts a better graphics card in there, sure. but the problem is his card is out of date. But instead of buying the cheapest newer series card or last generation card and having the same problem in 2 or 3 years or 2 years, Kogass and my suggestion was buy a 3080 or buy like a 4070 card. And then you already have the CPU, then save for another month or so, and then buy your motherboard and RAM. And then once you do that, because you're in no rush to put the new CPU in, because that's not what's bottlenecking your computer right now. Then once you do that, now you have a dope computer.
Yes.
So let's call a spade a spade. It was Marcus's idea first. I was discussing it, and he dropped that idea first to buy the CPU, then or the GPU, the graphics card first, and then get everything else. It's just hard because you have so much give and take that you have to do between the CPU, the graphics card. I mean, what Atrax has to do essentially is almost a full overhaul on his entire computer if he wants to get this CPU in there versus just the graphics card. So it's an exciting place to be if you want to be there. If you don't want to be there, it's a scary spot because now you're being put in a financially straining position. I mean, getting a computer that's up to date is financially straining. You're spending anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 on it, and you're building it yourself if you want to do it right. So I just, I've only just joined the conversation 20 minutes ago with building with the computer. With what he's saying, I think we're good with getting a graphics card. I don't know what the rest of your situation is with your computer. If the rest of it's not lagging, if the rest of it's still just fine and dandy, I almost suggest selling the CPU and holding on to that. Or as we are talking, there's a sale right now for Memorial Day. I brought up there's probably going to be a sale in a month and a half for the 4th of July. So you don't have to spend everything this month or this sale. You can wait for the 4th of July as well.
Right.
So
there's a lot of back and forth in deciding, but like Kogass said, it's an exciting place to be, and I'm sure that a lot of our working class nerds community out there know the thrill of looking at PC parts and being able to choose which ones, and it is tough to narrow it down, but in the end it's a lot of fun and it's a lot of discussion, and there are a couple of bad choices, but there's a lot of really, really good choices out there too. So that makes it a lot easier where, maybe it's not the totally best choice, but anything is good. Upgrades are upgrades. In addition to all the exciting stuff going on in the week, I started playing the new, it's not necessarily a Genshin game, but it kind of is. It's called Honkai Star Rail, and it's like a team building fighting game. You collect stuff, you upgrade your characters, mobile gacha game. But it is a lot of fun. I played a similar game. I don't play mobile games very, very often, but I do like the team building ones where you can you assemble a little team of 4 or 5 characters, and you fight enemies or other players, PvP, stuff like that. And I think, what's it called? Star Wars Galaxies is the Star Wars team building mobile game. I think it's called Star Wars Galaxies. To kind of give reference for what it is. But it's a lot of fun. I haven't run into a need or feeling to pay any money for anything. I mean, there's the usual hey, we've got a battle pass, there's this and that, but you can play for an hour or two and enjoy yourself. It's an anime game, so you've got your usual anime world, and I don't know, I just think it's a good free to play game. Started playing it with a few friends. They also enjoy it, so if anyone else in the community has seen it, give it a go. I think it's pretty good for a mobile game, mobile PC hybrid. And the last thing, the CSGO major, the last Counter-Strike Global Offensive major is over. And Vitality wins. Woohoo! Go Team Vitality. Dupree won his 5th major. Marcus is salty because he was cheering for Gamer Legion. He even bought a jersey, which I think is actually super, super cool. I totally just stole your spotlight for your section, but that's okay.
It's fine. No, it's
Who
fine.
and who? Who and who? I don't know. I'm lost.
So
Go ahead.
I was going to say, no, that's okay. Esports teams, to sum it up briefly, Team Vitality is a international roster CSGO team, and Gamer Legion, I'm not actually sure what nationality Gamer Legion is, but Team Vitality were the favorites. They had many veteran players on their team. They had a very veteran coach, and Gamer Legion were the significant underdogs. I think they're tier 2, maybe tier 3. No, pretty sure tier 2. They're a tier 2 team, not favorites whatsoever. They knocked down one of the tournament, I wouldn't say tournament favorites, but tournament contenders in a team called Heroic in the semifinals. So they were kind of coming out swinging, but Vitality put an end to that flame pretty quickly and 2-0'd them. No overtime, no overtime needed. Just regular gameplay, 2-0, quick victory, which means that Vitality won the major champion, the last CSGO major, undefeated. They didn't drop a map. They didn't drop a series. So shout out to Vitality. Big victory for them.
Let's go Vitality, baby.
Let's
Kicking
go.
ass.
Team Vitality.
Taking Marcus's shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. So Marcus is sad because Gamer Legion didn't win. But one last thing before we turn it over to Marcus. Shout out to everybody who came for the watch parties for the CSGO major. I hosted a couple of them, and quite a few community members showed up to those. Hopefully I'll be hosting more in the future, random watch parties and such of, I don't know, CSGO or other esports or just random things that, random series that we talk about on the show, stuff like that. So keep an eye out for those watch parties in the Discord as well. And Marcus, how's your week been going, man?
It's going really well. I've been waking up at the ass crack of dawn, like leaving my house at 4:30 in the morning every day, 4:30 to 5:30 every day, so I could, because I'm really trying to get out of work at noon tomorrow, which is Friday before the Memorial Day weekend. And because I'm not working all weekend. I have Monday off. I'm just straight chilling with my family. And I'm really looking forward to it. Last night, we did guys' night and we ate some sushi and watched John Wick 2. It's my first time watching John Wick 2 or any of, like last week we watched John Wick 1, my first time ever seeing it. This week was John Wick 2. It was definitely the Empire Strikes Back version of the John Wick series. It was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. Then I've been playing a lot of Roblox with my son. It's dude, he's whatever. He playing
Father
Spider-Man.
son bonding. You can't knock
I
on
was just
that
making
shit.
the sound. Wait, what do you mean? I was just making the
Oh,
Roblox.
I thought you were making
Isn't that the
a
sound?
puking sound.
No, isn't the sound that
Yeah.
you make?
I
when you
thought
get hit
I
in
took it
Roblox?
as a puking sound. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
Yes, that is the sound.
I guess
yeah.
it's more like oof, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, go with deeper manly. Let's try it again.
Not-
Atrax deeper manly. There
Yeah.
you go.
All right.
So it's been actually a lot of fun playing it with him. I did get sucked into buying him a Miles Morales skin for the Spider-Man game he likes.
Nice.
It was like 80 Roblox credits. It was 99 cents essentially. That was pretty sweet because, he was so excited and we've been playing it. It's been fun. We haven't been playing the Monster Jam game as much as we were. which I need a session of it. Maybe I'll stream it and just play it for 2 or 3 hours on stream to try to unlock some of these trucks for him, because he really wants a couple trucks, but like I gotta grind. And like it's not like back in the day where you could just put in the fucking cheat code and get them all. They actually make you work to unlock them, and it sucks because like I don't really want to unlock them all, but I have to earn them. And like some of the events are fucking tough. So I've been doing that. That's been fun. The new season of Destiny came out this week, Season of the Deep. I actually had a lot of fun doing the opening quests. Clan Night was fun. We all kind of got together for the 6-man activity, and then we broke up into like threes, or some people went their own way. Got through the weekly content. I'm actually having fun again in Destiny. I'm trying to find that real happy medium between Destiny and like playing it and enjoying it again. I think something that really made me happy is usually in a new season, they raise your like eye level or your guardian rank or whatever it is. Your gear score up 10 points. They did not do it this season, which I kind of like because it's just a stupid grind. And I hate grinding more than anything else in the world. Even in SWTOR or any other game, like SWTOR at least respects your time. Like if you can give them a couple hours a week, you'll be able to upgrade your gear, where there's a lot of time gates in Destiny to upgrade your gear. And that it kind of sucks having to deal with that, honestly. And it kind of burnt me out. And I'm working like an insane man, but that's neither here nor there. We'll run next week Guardians team. We started Root of Nightmares this week, and that's the newest raid. We got to the second encounter, and we were this close to beating it. So next time we run, we're shooting for this Sunday, but that's a big like family get together weekend. So I'm not sure if we'll all be together or not for it. But if we are, great. If we're not, well, we're not. And then the last thing, I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike, CSGO, as all the cool kids call it. After playing some hours, the game is dumb. Completely. It's the dumbest fucking game ever. But it's super addictive, and it's so hard that it's fun. If that makes any sense at all. Like the amount of tactical like skill, like if you're not perfect on your aiming, because like you can't move when you're shooting. So, okay, all of a sudden, like it's everything that every other game has taught you not to do. You have to do it in this game. So if Call of Duty, Destiny, any first-person shooter has taught you always move when you're shooting so you're not getting shot. Counter-Strike is like, stand still, do not move, and you can shoot perfect. If you move a little bit, you have zero accuracy. It's the dumbest shit ever. But when you get a kill, it is super satisfying, right?
Oh, yeah.
And before you start a match, you are in this like 1v1 area, and these motherfuckers, let me tell you, like I just peek around a corner and I'm already headshotted. If this was any other game, every single person would be getting reported for fucking aim hacks every single match. Like legit, like I'll shoot somebody and the game says, oh, you shot Johnny Smith 5 times for 21% of their health. They shot you 2 times for 115% of your health, which means you're dead. And you're like, how the fuck is that possible? I watched my bullets hit this motherfucker. But the game, I just don't get the game. But at the same time, it's super duper addictive because it's like Elden Ring or another game that you're playing that's hard, or even like ranked PvP. Back when ranked PvP? Yeah, back when ranked PvP was a thing or something like that, and you get a kill, you earned it, and it feels good. And like when I get like, listen, if I go into a match and I go 1-17, I'm thrilled. Like I got a kill. Like fuck everybody else on that map. Like I got to kill, or I've got to plant the bomb and it exploded, whatever it may be. Like, that's what makes me excited about it. And I'm actually really enjoying it. And I think that, believe it or not, I think that might be my new second game because I'm enjoying it so much because the skill gap is crazy, but like if I want to just die a lot and fuck around, I can do a team deathmatch match, which is like one for all, or what do you call it? All for one?
Free for all.
Free for all, like a free for all match where everybody goes against everybody. But it also
What are we, the
gives you
Three Musketeers, all for one, all for
one for one, all for
all for
all.
one.
And one
Yeah.
for all.
But it's fun because you get to try different guns and you do kill people with it. I don't know if like the mechanics of death are different in it because I really like the competitive mode, which is like what we were watching that CSGO major.
Yeah.
But after watching that major and knowing what the game is like, those players are insane. Like that's a gamer level that I don't understand. That doesn't even compute in my head. The other thing I'm going to say is CSGO is not an old man's game like me. Because your reaction time has to be so spot on. Because like 1 millisecond, you're headshot and you're dead. And like I said about that skill gap, like you think shooting somebody 3 times in the body you're hitting them, you really only hit them once. And I don't know if it's the hit detection or not. It's just, I don't know. It's a whole nother level. And I'm sure some of the people that I'm playing against are cheating like crazy because I'm going to be honest. There is zero chance they're like, this is what the aimbot was made for this game. Like when you peek a corner and you're getting shot in the head perfect every time, there is zero way that everybody that I've gone against is just a naturally skilled player. I don't believe
surprised.
it. Well, no. I didn't say everybody. I'm saying if there was 100 people I played against, I guarantee you 2 or 5 of them are using aimbots. There's not a chance they're not. Some of these shots are so crazy, like I can't even picture it. But
I was just gonna say they seem crazy until you've played the game for just a little bit, because like when you know somebody's there, it's a lot easier to kill them than when you don't know they're there.
Sure. And yeah, if you don't know the maps and all this stuff, you don't know where people are going to come running around the corner. You know what I mean?
Well, and noise.
Yeah. But either way, it's been a really good week of gaming, streaming. Like I've been having a lot of fun. And the nice part is I'm enjoying playing games for me. I've also, like I've always talked about, like I love reading. My kids got me the book I wanted out of the library. So I've audiobooked as repeat, the original Thrawn trilogy, Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising. But they got me the book from the library and I've been forcing myself to find time to actually read it. And like, I really want to listen to the Audible version, but I'm actually really enjoying reading again. Like it's soothing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's for 10 minutes, like I get into it and I'm excited to read more. If I wasn't down here podcasting, I'd be reading just cause I'm finding like inner peace in it. But if it's anytime, like it's 9:30 at night Eastern right now or later, I read for 10 minutes and I'm sound asleep. Like it completely puts me out cause it's so relaxing. But I am enjoying reading again. Last thing, Nick is at the Bert Kreischer movie. He's watching the premiere of The Machete with Bert Kreischer. Yeah, the Bert movie. He's with Joey Feta. So they're just chilling. But he's going away next weekend. And, there was too much sand falling out of his vagina to be able to come on the podcast tonight. So he...
Sick burn.
He couldn't be here.
Yeah, so he couldn't be here. In AIE news, Tuesdays are the place to be in AIE. So you have 9 p.m. Eastern. You have the SWTOR Mandatory Fun Night, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. And they do all that weekly seasonal content just to try to get everybody together, have fun, enjoy life. It's a great time traveling the galaxy. Then also, too, at 9 p.m. Eastern, same time is Destiny 2's Clan Night. I probably planned that badly in my mind because they're both awesome. Clan, like mandatory fun nights are both at the same time. But I figured with my Clan Night, I'm already streaming. I'm already doing stuff at 9 o'clock. Might as well just hold Clan Night. And Clan Night's becoming really like popular. We're getting, a lot of the same people. They're coming in. We're getting some new people to join in on the fun. We're just having fun. And I think that's where Destiny is putting me right now, is just in fun. Because Titan is back, which is my favorite planet, period. And that's where the new season is taking us. So Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, SWTOR or Destiny 2 Clan Night. And if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Top right-hand corner, you'll see a link that says Discord. Click it. Get that info. Get in the Discord. Ask for a guild invite. Whether or not you play SWTOR, Destiny, Final Fantasy XIV, Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, Diablo 4, Lord of the Rings Online, or any of the other games we have to play, or should you play or want to play, we would love to have you. So normally this would be the point where Nick is doing the bob and weave to go to the bathroom, but I know he isn't here. So we'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Marcus
And Atrax.
and we want to talk to you about Working Class Nerds merch.
The merch store.
The merch store is full of different things. Whether or not you want Marcus B814, you want Working Class Nerds, Nick Vern 51, and soon to be Atrax's, go over to twitch.tv/Marcus B814, click on the merch store, and check it out.
Yeah, there's a super awesome panel, and you can add it right in your browser. Don't even need to venture off the Twitch page. So you can watch Marcus and buy merch at the same time.
So today we're going to check in with Kogass, but I really would like to dive deeper into this video card manhunt with Atrax.
With
You know,
me.
Atrax,
Yep.
you could probably save some more money. How could you do that?
Kogass.
Oh, snap. I got thrown in on this. I'm looking for it. Okay. There was another thing I got into in my hiatus of times from the streaming and content creating. And that was Lego. I watched the Lego show. And I started building some Star Wars Lego sets again. And I got really into it. And these guys showed me this website called Rakuten. And you can get money back for the purchases that you make. It works similar to a credit card portal. But you can get another 30 days off. Or another $30 off. Just for using somebody else's, and they send you the money via PayPal. So that's all I saw.
Interesting.
I just think you should get if it was me, I would buy a 3080 or I would buy a 4070. That's how I would roll. I wouldn't buy a 3060 or 3070.
Well, okay, so the card that we mentioned, not to cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off. The card that he got,
people all the time.
The card that he's looking at that we brought up was $650. It's $20 off with a promo card. It's another $30 off if he signs up with this. Gets $30 off of his first purchase. Doesn't have to use it ever again. He just gets straight $30 off for using that reference, and then he gets that money sent back to him via PayPal. I would say that's $50 off. That goes from a credit card purchase of $650 down to $600. That's a big deal right there.
Bro, I'm looking at a 4070 12 gig. And it comes with Diablo 4 for $600. You're better off buying a 4070.
Is that the Ventus?
Is it too big for his case?
No,
'Cause
it's a smaller.
That's my
it's
other
the-
concern.
Well, nope. This one is the micro. So here.
it's micro. It's small.
send
I
me
know
the
what.
link.
So I should know what it looks like.
I
it's
know
the
what
two-
micro looks like.
It's the
Captain.
2-fan. So it's the 2-fan. I just linked it in our chat in Riverside.
Let's see here.
So that one is 600. I haven't read the reviews, but like if you don't want to spend,
I just don't want to shop on Newegg. I want to make the purchase on Newegg, but I want to shop at other stores. I want to shop at other online retailers. The egg system isn't as good as I'd want it to be. And Newegg's kind of been shady for the past like year and a half. They had some random stuff, people saying that Newegg was sending him stuff that wasn't correct, and then they tried to return it, and Newegg was like, no. We sent you a good card. You sent us crap. We're not refunding you. I heard that like a year and a half ago, maybe 2. Newegg hit some hot water for it. I don't know if what happened with it. I just know that kind of happened. So, RTX 470. Sure, man. Again, he can still get the $30 off. $30 off of a $600 purchase. I mean, that covers half a tax. That covers some tax, if not all of it.
oh
I
shit,
don't-
here we
I don't
go.
have to pay tax
Wait a minute here.
because I live in Oregon.
Okay, so you can buy a Founders Edition right now, 4070, from the NVIDIA site for $599. You can get a 4090. Oh, that's out of stock. You can get a 4080 for it's $1,200. You don't want to spend that much. No, I know that. I mean, I wouldn't buy a 4060. Let's see here. 4060. Where's the 4070?
We
Oh,
can
wow.
spend all night on this. We might need to move
I know.
on.
No way.
for
This
sure.
is great. This is breathtaking shit. Like I like this stuff. But the point I'm trying
4060 Ti.
No,
Those are-
you don't want a
pretty low.
4060. That's base model essentially. Here you go. You can get an Asus dual so basically the same card as on Newegg, but you can buy it directly from NVIDIA for $600.
So you don't get
4070.
Diablo 4. No
Right.
Diablo 4.
Well, you might when you click on it. You can get the MSI Ventus. You can get the Gigabyte, which I would buy the Gigabyte if it was me. I would not buy the.
I've heard MSI was better than Gigabyte this time around.
Oh, the Zotac. I always wanted a Zotac card anyway. So the 4070, they're all $600. You can buy them right now from their website. So there you go.
So my recommendation is whichever one Marcus does not recommend, since he has such bad luck with cards and computer components.
What do you mean? I have bad luck.
That's a great one.
I have bad luck with my stuff because I don't take care of them. And
That's true.
I came across, like I said, this 3090, and that thing is like a dominator. But right now, speaking of bottlenecking, my GPU.
Nobody mentioned bottlenecking. Who brought up bottlenecking? I'm kidding.
You. But what I'm saying is my problem is my CPU compared to my graphics card. My CPU is a dinosaur. It's an i9-9900K. I need a
that's
CPU.
fine.
No, it's not. It's a piece of shit. It's
The 10th and 11th gen were barely slower than the i9, than the 9th gen.
but
And I repeat, they were barely slower, which means the 9th gen was faster than the 10th gen.
well, the 10th gen was junk, but my point is compared to now to the 13th gen, my i9 is a dinosaur and it's bogging my whole shit down. But anyway, the point is you can just go to the NVIDIA site and buy it direct from them because then you know. And I always, honestly, I'm always the fan of buying the Founders Edition That's me. Like, I don't know, something about buying a direct NVIDIA card for me has always brought me good luck. Anyway, so Kogass,
So Marcus,
let's get into it. How did you come across buying a house? Like, how did that even happen? Because out of nowhere, you told me one day, hey, I'm buying a house.
maybe there was a little bit of another person's incentive and motivation to buying the house. My partner was really into the idea of getting a house and was over with the pandemic of COVID and living in fear and trying not to get sick, and also trying to cohabitate with the parental units. So I was fine cohabitating with the parental units, but it was just time to leave the nest again and go shopping for a house with an excessively high interest rate, which really sucks. But 6 months down the line, interest rates are still just as high, if not higher.
They're higher.
So it's rough because we saw our interest rate for the houses that we put up jump from 4% to what we ended up locking in at 7.125. Which is ridiculously high. We almost ended up buying this house on a pretty rough road. Not a rough road. There were like 3 houses we looked at to try to get, and my partner and the realtor both really liked this house. There were 2 houses, literally next door neighbors, that were selling their house at the same time. One house had renovated and modernized it. The other house had not, and they both really liked the modernized house from the photos. I liked the non-renovated. This part's really funny. After we walked through both houses, all 3 of us had flipped. They both really liked the old house. I really liked the new modernized house.
Oh, that's funny.
It was great because the realtor and my partner were both, oh yeah, I like this and this and this and this. And I'm like sitting there and I just start laughing. And they're both like, what's so funny? And I was just like, I like this one more now. And the realtor kind of had his jaw drop because he realized that, they were talking about it. And the non-modernized house was $30,000 or not. Yeah, $30,000 cheaper because it hadn't been updated. So we put a bid on the non-modernized house. We won. We're all excited. We get an inspector out there. And it is no bueno at all, man. It was rough. They found some stuff with the foundation, which in the garage I was fine with. We knew that was an issue. The biggest issue and the biggest red flag for me was the deck. The deck was deemed uninsurable.
Oh, shit.
So
Dang.
what ended up happening was they built this deck and it was on the cantilever and all the weight was on the cantilever. They had built the pillars were just stuck in the ground. It wasn't properly put in. And so when the inspector went out there with my partner and the realtor, he's literally shaking the deck and saying, this is pretty rough. And my partner and I are both like, oh, what are we going to do? And the realtor's like, well, it's not that bad. I was like, okay, well, let's talk to the sellers and see what they say. Sellers evade us because you have when you go under contract, you have 30 days. Everything's going really fast. And you have 30 days you want to close that house in 30 days. You need to get inspections done. You need to get everything going. The sellers we ask them questions and they're like, well, X, Y, and Z, give us some time. And they stall. They give it like the first 7 days you're supposed to be able to get out of your contract worry free. If you send them, I want out of this deal, mutual release form, we get our deposit back. They don't get a black mark. They get to put the house back on the market really fast. We end up signing this mutual release and saying, you know what? For me, the big red flag was they didn't really want to talk to the deck. The worst one was they didn't want to talk to us about it. They didn't want to negotiate about it. They didn't want to discuss it. They said, give us a day. And then they responded with, well, the inspections were for informational purposes only, not for anything else. So my quick wit response was, yeah, it informed me that buying this house would be stupid, was what I told my real estate agent. And I just, I told him, I was like, we need out of this. We are getting out of this, and we are getting our deposit back. I don't care what's happening. And then the other real estate agent was a real piece of work, from what I understand. He's been fired from other real estate places. He's on my real estate agent's blacklist, which is never to work with that person ever again. And, my partner had lost the deposit for a good 3 or 4 weeks. We were like, okay, well, the deposit's gone. So we can look at houses, but if we need to put a deposit on a different house, we have to find that money somewhere else. And, it's not cool having a couple $1,000s just in limbo because these other people are complete douches, because that's what it was. They were complete douches. And that house sat on the market for another 45 days. I was half tempted to give my inspection to the buyers and being like, hey, I hope you guys did something about this inspection saying that the deck was uninsurable, because at least from what I understand, when a real estate agent finds out that something's wrong with the house, they are now obligated to disclose that information.
Of course.
I don't think they disclosed it at all.
They had to.
I don't believe so. That's how scummy this guy is, because that deck was deemed uninsurable, and everybody I talked to was like, this deck is a big no-no. It's a $20,000 fix on the deck.
But you got to understand, a guy like me could buy that and not be afraid of that the deck is deemed unusable or uninsurable. I would have tore it down and built a new one. You know what I mean? So somebody could have waived that, but they probably got money off their bill for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, they ended up paying more than our offer was.
Wow.
I looked it up. But my biggest issue was that I was using a VA loan, and a VA loan requires the insurance. So I was SOL. I could not do anything with it.
Sure.
Of course.
So you didn't buy that house?
No. So we stayed looking for another 4 months.
Oof.
Wow.
Rip that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But
so how did you guys settle on this one?
So this one was a little bit out of our normal area. We went looking in a different area. We expanded our zone that we were looking at. We just kept on getting outbidded. The housing market, with increased interest rates, the housing market was still rough as all hell. We were still trying to go 30 over the bid, or 30 over the asking price, and we still weren't able to get any house. We were close on one, and they said that they had just had a bad experience with somebody else, so they don't want to deal with that. And I was just like, that's rough, man. I'm sorry. And this one, our real estate agent had previously worked with the selling agent, so everything's kind of lined up with this one. It wasn't. We overpaid for it, obviously, and we have an extremely high interest rate, obviously. So it's something that I'm happy I did. I just wish there's no such thing as timing the market right now. You're either going to pay with your interest rate, or you're going to pay that same amount by overpaying for the house in order to win the bid, which is what happened with our COVID era timeframe. COVID just killed the availability of houses, and just trying to get a place, you either going to pay for that, you're going to overpay to win the bid, to win the house, or you're going to just have to suck it up and pay the interest rate.
Well, if I can put it in perspective, interest rates now are still lower than they were in the 80s and the early 90s. They were like 13% back then. So some could say we're right where they should be for banks and stuff. We've just had a insanely low interest rate for so long. It was just artificial. So I think the interest rates are balancing themselves out. But it sucks when 2 years ago the interest rates were 3% and now you're paying 7.25%. But
Yeah.
So tell me about the house. Is it a 2-bedroom, 1 bath? Is it a 1
It's
bedroom?
a little shed. It's a little shed. I'm allowed to sleep on the in the back of it, every once. No, it's a ranch style house. Pretty. It's like the first floor is only 860 square feet. It's not a very big main floor, but the basement is really nice. It's got 2 floors. The basement's finished. We were sold on the basement. Looks really nice. We're able to fit my partner's piano in there, and they are able.
nice.
They have a baby grand piano, Steinway, all kinds of fancy, and we got that in
Wait,
there.
would you say it's a bougie piano?
Oh, absolutely, bougie.
Is it a Division II piano?
Ooh.
It is Division 1 piano, man.
Whoa!
Division I.
Division 1 from the 50s, but still
Leveling
Division
up.
1.
Well, they say that pianos they age well if taken care of. But wait a minute. How the fuck do you get a piano into a basement?
You break it up into smaller pieces, and then you very carefully wheel it around.
Wow.
So the basement has a walkout.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
they walked it around. There's a gate. There's a wooden gate on the side. So we opened up the gate. I actually had to saw down the little metal post that locks it in because it was too high up. For whoever built the gate doesn't know how to measure anything. So I cut it down. Lets the gate all the way open, and they walked the piano down the hill a little bit through some grass, and then came back into the house.
Would you say you guys
Wow.
are settled?
I would say we are settled. Yes. I
you
just bought a lawnmower last week.
Whoa.
Hey, push
Miss-
or riding?
I don't know what you guys are doing. You're both frozen in place.
Wait. Oh, I asked push or riding mower.
Oh, push. I
Oh,
can't
okay.
afford a
All right.
riding mower.
Wow, I didn't know.
We gotta save money up for this celebration in Japan 2025, man.
I don't
You're
know,
gonna
man.
go to that?
I could see you being a tractor guy.
I'm gonna do my best to go to Celebration 2025 in Japan. Are you kidding me? Trip to Japan? Hell yeah! I want to go to Tokyo.
That does sound
Well,
pretty fun, Marcus.
I can't go there. Do you know how big I would be next to everybody in Japan?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm average height in Japan. It's beautiful. You see people's heads. I love it. I was just like, this is what it feels like to be tall. You see over everybody else's heads, and you see like the bald spots on them. You see their hair like all kinds of normal or messed up. I don't get that. I'm below eye level at 5'4", man.
So my last personal question is, so you take a hiatus from streaming, and I'm going to throw it out there a little bit. So I know you're in the finance industry, but you were studying for a long time for this test, huh?
Yes, I ended up taking a very important financial test, which I have zero background in finances. So I had to learn everything. Everything was thrown at me at work. It was a rough year. I've been in this company for now 19 months. In my first 9 months, I went from being the new person, not knowing anything, to training somebody else who had 20 years of experience in the industry and had no idea of how to do what I was doing.
Wow.
And I had to babysit him because he was an old 66-year-old fart who, I don't know why they hired him, but he's older than the guy who owns the company. But yet I'm here sitting here training him, and it was rough, man. It was rough. I'm trying to train him. I'm trying to study. I'm trying to make sure everything is running. and I'm still trying to learn everything. So I went from literally one day being the trainee person who's learning everything to turning around and training somebody to then that person left the new year. So then I went from me carrying the whole place for 4 months.
Jeez.
So it was a very rough time at work. We've got another new guy. He's younger. He's only 2 years older than me, and he actually has an understanding of everything that we're doing. So it's a much better position right now than it was this time last year, even though I had the other person last year.
And now you're back streaming?
Back streaming, baby.
Did you miss it?
I absolutely missed it, man.
What is your favorite part of streaming? And what's your
Chat.
least favorite part of streaming?
Chat's my favorite part of streaming, and chat consequently is my least favorite part of streaming. In-game chat.
Yep.
In-game chat is my least favorite part of streaming. Apparently people still want to harass the shit out of me. I don't know why. But in-game chat is still there. When I'm not streaming, there's nothing going on. As soon as I turn on the stream, everybody feels like they can just say ridiculous stuff. But also stream chat and Twitch is my favorite part, right? Just getting in there and talking with people, getting the enjoyment out of that. So it's like the best double-edged sword you could find out there.
That's great. Yeah. Wow. I'm glad you're here, man. Are you guys ready?
Ready for
I'm
what?
ready.
Working class questions.
It's working class questions.
Doritos asks Kogass, what are your thoughts on Nick's meteor?
I'll ask it because Marcus can't get through it. By the way, it's Doritos.
I'm sorry, the question got me. This is
as Nick would say, but he's not here. Kogass, what are your thoughts on Nick's meteoric rise to Division II paintball?
It's a classic sports game movie where they don't want him on the team anymore. So he goes and leaves and comes back as their enemy. And he just runs past them and goes, eat nuts, guys, eat them. And just sprays them. And whatever that bad manner thing is, I love it. If I could clap, just stand up and slow clap for him. Absolutely 100% there for it, man. Best finger licking drama you could have.
Drama.
I couldn't get through the question. I was laughing too hard when I saw it. All right, this one hits home for me. Kogass, are you a waffle guy or a pancake fella?
Whichever one's in front of me, man. I'll eat both of them, to be honest.
But if you have to pick one, let's go. Come on.
Let's go. I'll go with waffles.
Well done.
Nice.
Oh, that's what you wanted? Pancakes. I'll go pancakes. Chaos.
What else does Doritos ask, Marcus?
How much longer will Marcus play Elden Ring?
Ha ha. That's kidding because he already quit.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, he's out.
That game is way too hard for me. Like I got the brand new. So when I was playing it, I was really into it and I was starting to read the lore. There was a pre-order on Amazon for the graphic novel for Elden Ring, and I bought it and it came in today. So I'm going to read that on vacation.
Oh,
excellent.
Nice.
Yeah, like the game itself is awesome and I want to play it. I just am terrible at that video game.
Yeah.
Unless I quit Destiny and every other game and only play that, I can't. Anyways, moving on. Doritos, I'm not even acknowledging that. That's just dumb.
Chicken.
I fucking hate.
Nick isn't here.
Nick, thoughts on Jedi Survivor so far? He loves it. You wanted me to tell you why? Because he wants to spoil it for me every time I talk to him because he loves playing it. Have you had to lower the difficulty yet? He better not have, or he'll
he
never
better
hear the
not.
end of it.
Nope. We will hilariously
Ooh.
ridicule him forever for that.
Thank you, Doritos, for this. Atrax.
Yes.
These questions are for Atrax.
These are for me.
Will you ever in your life not be lazy and get back to content creation anytime soon?
That is such a great question. And first, I'm going to say that I technically have been creating stuff, but I haven't. It's just been garbage. I've created a lot of garbage, in my opinion. So Marcus doesn't think so. I've sent him some stuff, and I've sent some other friends be like, "Hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that?" I've been in the lab a lot, but what I will say is you will definitely want to tune in to episode 200, which is going to be live. You're definitely going to want to tune into episode 200 for that, for more on that, because I'm not going to say yet. But will you be getting back to content creation? I've been creating stuff, and also, yes, stay tuned, episode 200.
He never left.
Next week, live episode 200.
Episode 200 live. Gonna have a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, and we're going to be giving away the all black working class nerds mug. We'll probably give away a few of them just because they're being discontinued. So if you don't have this wonderful black working class nerds mug and you want it, it's going to be discontinued soon, so you'll have a chance to win it. Atrax, do we need more chicken videos for Marcus? There aren't even one chicken video.
Yeah, so which means yes, because there are not enough chicken videos, and we need more chicken videos. Like we need a lot of chicken videos for sure.
What are your summary thoughts on the CS:GO Paris Major?
First, I want to say Doritos. One of the surprising people in our community who I did not think would enjoy watching CSGO so much. But Doritos, you really seemed to enjoy it. You even said that you were going to set a timer. I'm talking directly to Doritos because, I know you listen to the show. You said you were going to set a timer if we didn't have a watch party for the major, which I think is super cool. No one else said that. So shout out to you. And other members of the community who came up for the watch party. That was one of my favorite parts. But also, I even wrote some of these things down. I felt that the production quality for Blast, from what I saw, was really, really good. So when they had breaks and things like that, I'm going to back up actually just a little bit for those who do not know the kind of major format. So CSGO is obviously, it's a video game, esports, but they hosted it similar to a traditional sporting event in the sense that there was broadcast talent that was talking about the game while the game was happening. There was analysis both before and after the games. They consistently brought up who was on the bracket. They mentioned the tournament style, who was where, all of that sort of thing. So really, the production quality was very high. It wasn't just,
top tier.
Yeah, we're having a tournament. Yes, thank you, Marcus. It was top tier, absolutely. But in addition to that, they didn't just have a break screen. Oh, hey, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. There were a couple of moments for that. But in the interim, they had videos on different parts, on the design of different parts of the tournament. So, for example, they had videos on the design process and the creation of the actual trophy that they used for the tournament. So, hey, this is how we designed it. These were some of the influences. This is the actual physical makeup of the trophy. We 3D printed this part, we painted this part, blah, 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 etc. They also did the same thing with the stage and the overall theme and graphics of the tournament. So I thought that was super cool too. In the interim, it wasn't just a timer. They had some videos that were relevant to the show that helped you see kind of behind the scenes. They also had player interviews, features of multiple generations of Counter-Strike. So you had some original pro players, some pro players that have retired. You had show matches of old CSGO or not games, but you had show matches involving old and new CSGO players, all of that good stuff. And then the broadcast team did a good job of creating compelling storylines for all of the different teams that were there, especially during the playoffs. They gave good background information. Hey, this team has won this many majors. This team hasn't won a major. They're stuck in tier 2, this and that. They've had a tougher road because they fought these opponents. All of that good stuff. That would be my overall just kind of quick overview. For those of you who don't watch esports and things like that, they really do go all out, at least for, in my experience, for League and for CSGO. The production really is top tier, and they do a good job of explaining it and making it available for new and veteran players.
I watched a bunch of it, and he is right about the production quality. Like, it was awesome. And I'm happy that I got to watch it, and it actually drove me to play the game. So it was a success.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the next year's tournaments because it'll be a brand new game. So it'll be awesome.
2024.
Right.
Next major.
Quinn asks, Kogass, what's your most nostalgic video game?
Oh man. Can I broaden that out to a Super Nintendo, or do I have to say a specific game?
Well, you could say Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I want to go with like
just
the Super Nintendo.
Just any game. So like now that they have a Nintendo Switch, you know how they have the NES game or the Super Nintendo games. So you just say like any game from that collection. Obviously there's more, but just all those games.
So it's a little bit corny to go with Super Mario World on that one, but
the game is the best ever.
Oh yeah, there's a
I
reason.
remember going to my best friend's house, and we would play. I'd want to go to his house because they had a Super Nintendo. He wanted to come over to my house because we had the regular Nintendo. So we were always like, I want to come over to your house for that specific reason. The Super Nintendo, we played Super Star Wars. And Super Empire Strikes Back. Kind of skipped Super Return of the Jedi because as a kid, there's not a lot of action in Return of the or Empire Strikes Back. There's the Battle of Hoth, which it starts out with, but as a kid, you're like, where's the rest of it? I don't get why people like this movie so much. So we kind of skipped over it. We were in agreement with that, and we both really liked Return of the Jedi. We could never beat the last level as kids growing up. That stupid getting out of the Death Star 2 level was literally the last part. We never got out of it as kids. So that's always a good memory. That's always a lot of fun playing those games, playing the N64, just hanging out. We play. I mean, we even there's just so much. It's so much time playing their video games, man. Him and I, just all those Super Nintendo games up to the N64 games we were still playing. You know, New Year's, we both of our families got together and all the kids were playing Duke Nukem and GoldenEye for New Year's. We ended up going to each other. They came over to my house and we were playing Duke Nukem and GoldenEye until midnight. So said Happy New Year, and then we went back inside to play more video games. So there's just a lot of fun nostalgia with those.
Video games are the best. Is it to me?
Yeah.
About the most nostalgic game? I would have to say Tetris. Tetris would be the most nostalgic game. I would, on the N64 especially, the music and the way especially as a kid, that intro really creeped me out. The best way I can describe it is it's a bunch of ropes and blocks that are being moved around and a lot of human-like interactions that are happening, but you never see any humans, and that makes it feel very eerie. Like in the beginning, there's a pickaxe, and it's swinging back and forth, and it breaks something, but then you never see who's on the other end of the pickaxe, and then some ropes come flying around and they like drag the blocks. But again, there's like no humans or like any other thing. There's just weird ropes that are just moving around. So I don't know. I can still picture that in my head. And even after all these years, every game console that I buy or purchase, my first game that I will buy on that console is some version of Tetris. And if I don't own it, then I'll just download one that I already own.
My most nostalgic game has to be Castlevania. It was something about Richter Belmont with the whip and Dracula and going in and getting destroyed and like killing zombies and like Dracula's henchmen that did it. And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night came, and that brought my whole childhood ahead. Like, believe it or not, I should play that game on stream because like that's a game like I will quit every other game to play and nonstop because I love that game so much.
Yeah.
But again, that's where I'm at. Goldie asks, what's your favorite class in SWTOR? And if you played Destiny, would it be Hunter?
What is your favorite
he asked,
class?
why is it Hunter for Destiny?
Yeah, why is it Hunter, Marcus? Why is your
yes.
favorite class Hunter, Marcus?
Ugh.
Will you tell us, please, why your favorite class is Hunter, Marcus?
Please, tell us. Tell us. Tell us. Say it. Say it. Tell us.
Go ahead.
Tell us.
Tell us. We wanna
Warlock,
know.
baby. All right,
Tell us.
Scarlett said, did Marcus keep
Tell
it
us.
under 90 minutes? And
tell
how many
us.
times did he speak over you? Love you, Marcus.
Tell us.
Fuck that. I haven't spoke over
Tell us.
anybody.
Yeah, you have.
Tell
You
us.
interrupted me like literally the first thing. And we're not over 90 minutes yet, but we're 12 minutes away from it. So
We better
we
hurry
go.
up.
oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, Nick
Okay.
Verne, 51. Oh, go ahead.
Since Nick isn't on this episode, how are you guys planning on making it an entertaining product? Well, Nick, I'm so glad you asked. Obviously, you know I'm here, so I can do a good majority of the carrying. And Kogass has been a huge help. See, thank you, Kogass. Kogass is really, really hooking it up. So, I mean, you know, longtime friend of the show, just a top tier person. So shout out to Kogass. That's pretty much it, Nick. That's been my strategy is do my normal thing, and Kogass is hooking it up. Marcus is being his usual
Marcus,
self.
Marcus, we have a new question here for you. It is
All right, let's get into Ryu's tough questions. Ryu, these are all for you, Kogass. Kogass, where the hell have you been?
I answered that question. I was in Narnia. Fighting the Dark Lord of the Sith, Mr. Tuvok.
I have a very important question for Kogass, but that'll be for right after the show ends.
What do you mean? Ask me this important question now, you chicken.
I can't. It'll be throwing you hard under the bus.
Okay, fine. Save yourself.
Yeah. All right. All right. How are things?
Things are well. Things are very good. I'm enjoying my Lego building, even though people are shaking their head at me. Love it,
I love
man.
Lego building. I
Legos
love
are
Lego
awesome.
building.
Yo,
The
shout out to Panfred Nudo. Haven't been over there. in a while.
Panfred,
The
Amish
good old-
Ace. I'm super jealous. I've been catching his later night streams, and he just got to build the old Super Star Destroyer Lego set that was like 3 feet long.
Ooh.
I'm like, let me see if I can get that. Man, that thing's like $800 used.
Yeah.
And it's $1,100 new cheap. So it's like
Missing
$1,300 if you want to try to find it.
Yeah, but where do you even keep it once you build it?
So
Like,
you're going
you
to get a
need
custom
room.
coffee table built for it and throw out your current coffee table so that everybody can see that you have a Super Star Destroyer as your centerpiece. Oh, I should show you guys. I don't know if I showed Marcus. I really enjoyed there's a line of Lego helmets that they came out with. And I actually have the neon sign from Star Wars Celebration. And
Oh, yeah, you did show me
2022.
that.
and it's Dex's Diner in Huttese, right? Because it was the 20-year anniversary for Attack of the Clones, so it's got that shine of Dex's Diner in red and blue, and on the side of it, I've got the Lego helmets displayed right next to it. So it looks great. We've got it right above the breakfast bar behind me, and I have all the helmets in there except for Darth Vader. For some reason, I still haven't got the Darth Vader helmet.
There's one mask that I don't know who it is because it's an all black mask with a red ball gag. And I haven't figured out whose mask that is yet from Star Wars.
You mean the Dark Trooper?
No, it's all black and it's leather and it has a ball gag in its mouth.
Oh, no. That's my partner's gimp mask, man. That I showed you that one.
Totally different, Marcus.
What's the weather like there, Mr. Kogass?
Yes. That's the answer. Yes.
Nice.
All right. It's a great question. Go ahead.
I was going to say, how many pull-ups have you done?
There is no longer a suitable position for me to do pull-ups in this house. So the answer is none.
You're going to have to do...
Yeah, you got to figure something out. You can't come back to streaming and not have I'm coming to stream because we got to start this over. Or maybe push-ups. Maybe we'll get like a camera for the ceiling and you can do push-ups.
Here's the issue is that the new streaming setup is in the living room. And in order... So
more room.
There's not more room. And I don't want you guys seeing my living space. So there's a green screen up. So I have to figure out how to entertain outside of or within the confines of the space of the green screen. True story. I know, depressing for all of you.
Yeah. All right. There's one question here I'm gonna leave for last. But what games are you playing these days?
So I'm playing actually 2 games. So I want to play a second game. I've been playing SWTOR. I guess that is 2 games. Obviously, SWTOR finished up Galactic seasons or PvP seasons on Starforge. I'm now streaming on Satil Shan. I'm streaming on Starforge.
Yeah, you are.
Because of the Galactic competition that we're having, that's hosted on Starforge, which the people on the host server have such a huge advantage. And I've been actually playing a couple months ago, Amazon Prime. I don't know if you guys have it, but Amazon Prime gives you free games.
Yes, they
do.
So
what game?
I picked up what is it? Shadow of War.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh my God! I wish Nick was here.
Lord of the Rings.
That's Nick's one of Nick's favorite games.
That game is awesome.
I've been playing that one addictively for the past 2 weeks. If I can break away and play that for hours, I have, and it is fun. I'm only on the second area, but I'm completing all the side quests first. I'm killing all the captains first. I can challenge them first. So I travel to challenge them, and then I have to travel again, and then I have to kill them, and then I worry about getting killed. Do a lot of arrow shots to the head. Freeze them with the arrow to the knees. So,
whoa, are you saying that they took an arrow to the knee?
They took an arrow to the knee.
Wow.
And those are the gamings. I want to get into Zelda, but I might have to hold off on that. I'm trying to find that collector's edition.
Ooh, yeah. One of my buddies at work swooped that up.
Yeah, so if you go to some of the local GameStops, most of them still have them.
Really?
Around us.
They're just not selling them online?
Yeah, just go to the GameStop and ask them. I'm willing to bet your local GameStops probably still have one or two.
You don't even have to go. You could just phone them up. Best Buy too I was also thinking Best Buy might have them just randomly. Okay. I also wanted to ask really quick, have you played WoW, Kogass?
I did. I've never been able to fully commit to WoW since SWTOR came out.
All right, fair enough. Speaking of SWTOR,
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. This is the last question. This is why I'm a bit excited to hear this answer.
Ray wants to know, and actually I do too, and I'm sure a lot of people do.
Well, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the current state of SWTOR? And I remember the last time we asked this question to you on this show, we got
It got heated.
we got a top tier answer, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, he
So-
was heated.
I'll let you think about it for a minute. Just the current state, what it's like. You know, we've had some since the last time you talked about this. We've had some big PvP changes. We've had some, we've had some stuff added. We've got all these different things.
They are taking their. Oh, you want to do their drum roll? That's fine.
No, it's fine.
That's fine. Are you sure? Are you
Yeah.
sure, chicken? Are you sure, chicken?
Oh, shit.
So things are still not the best for SWTOR. They are working towards improving them. 7.3 is going to be a phenomenal patch for PvP. Next season, it'll be season 3 of the new PvP. They're finally going to change how many arena matches it takes to get a weekly done. Because, I mean, when the first season came out, I was like, 24 games is a grind. My character's elo, I can't even play on my main tunes right now. Cannot play because of however their matchmaking's going on. I do not get teammates who know what they're doing in my arenas. I get a lot of people, I still do, get players on my team who say, this is my first arena match, I don't know what I'm doing. That's okay, that happens. I'm okay with that. But when that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games in a row where I'm just in arenas and I'm losing, and I have a win-loss ratio worse than what happened in ranked PvP, something's happened behind the scenes that I can't see that is controlling how my matches are going. So I've essentially retired my main tunes from PvP, which is what I mainly do in SWTOR, which means I'm not playing my main tunes, which is really upsetting because I have put time not only in PvP on these tunes, but in PvE. I've got every single mount up to, R4 Duxon? Every single Nightmare mount. I've got all the legacy Nightmare mounts. I've got the Wings, I've got Titan, I've got the Hyperpod on my main Shark Bait Ooh-ha-ha tune. I love to play that tune. That is my tune. And I can't play my tune in
Shark
PvP
Bait.
because
Ooh-ha-ha.
he is rated too high, and I play on him, and people are like, "Oh, this is my first game," and I'm like, "Great," and it takes me forever to get the weekly done. So I've leveled up other tunes, and I've realized that I have probably an unbalanced at this point in the other direction win rate, which doesn't make any sense. So I have a win rate of 40% on Shark Bait. Ooh ha ha. And then I have a 75% win rate on, Bend Over.
Good old classic Ben.
The good old classic Ben, right? Yeah. So there's a complete imbalance there that they need to fix. I don't understand why these devs would come up with all this rehaul on this entire PvP seasons and doing everything that they're doing, but not reset your matchmaking rating or your elo or however they want to match your teams up. They're going to say, oh, hey, this guy's got a ton of experience, but this guy's never played an arena before. Let's go ahead and throw them in there together and see how that works. With the classist rebalance, you can't carry anybody in a 4v4 like that. You can still try to carry an 8v8, but a 4v4, if you have one person who's complete dead weight, it's a 4v3. Now, it's not their fault. They're getting into it. I can't be super mad at them. But if that's happening to me systematically all the time, then there's something wrong with the damn system. And they're still working on it. This should have been fixed. First thing, hey, we're rehauling the entire PvP season. The question should have been, are we going to reset people's rating? That answer was no. And it should have been a hard yes, because every ranked PvP season, they reset your elo. If the ranked PvP is gone, then even the playing field out, because what ends up happening is my main tunes have so much experience or elo or whatever it is that I get matched against people who are in their groups of 2 with the groups of 3. And these aren't just your average, oh, I'm playing PvP. These are people who know how to play PvP. And so I'm not enjoying I did not enjoy my time in season 1 and season of the new season PvP, which is probably a good reason why I didn't stream it, because it was just so grindy. Then you have your 24 points that you have to get for arenas. It's extremely grindy. There were weeks where I was like, I'm not even going to PvP this week because I can't finish up the weekly. I'm not even going to bother to PvP. And that happened more than 1 week. Once I was done with that season, I was able to say, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to PvP. And I didn't actually PvP too much when I finished the season. I started PvPing more when the season was over. When they come out with the revamp, hopefully things will go better. But as of right now, things are looking up. They're not there yet. The SWTOR pissed off a lot of its player base when they banned people from their stream from chatting. They didn't ban them. They timed people out. So they were misusing the word. Timing people out for 10 minutes for asking about Nightmare R4 in their chat for their last live stream. Okay, that works. But that's not a good look. You don't need to be timing people out. You need to address the issue. And you need to continue with releasing content for your game. And I really hope they come out with a new map soon. I hope they are able to. They're going to revamp the system for arenas, which is something that I could have told them before season 1 even started. What do you mean I have to do 24 points for arenas versus 12 for war zones? That doesn't work. I knew that before they even came out with it. Like, how are you going to do that? Arenas, and Marcus can tell you this, take much more skill than the war zone. And I saw people in war zones just going to defend the node because they got all the 8 medals that they would need if they just defended the node. And it took a lot of fun out of the game for me in that first season of PvP.
The trickle down content for me is fine. When they made PvP free to play, it really bothered me because operations, so they took the way I leveled in the game away. So as soon as I got to level 50 or 60, whatever it was, I would just start raiding with those characters, to be able to get to max level. And then they changed that because they didn't want to do the work to make it so, tier the content. I get it. But now I have characters that I want to play and I would like to raid, but I don't because they're not level 80. And the only way to get level 80 in a reasonable time frame is to do the new story content, which means you have to do all of Onslaught to get there. And for me, without having to buy the Master's Datacron. And
go ahead, finish.
My point is, I don't know how, I'm guessing that their sub money pays the Disney licensing fee. That's my guess. Because at this point, SWTOR should just be free to play. With a heavy influence on operation, on the cartel market. Like everything should be cartel market. Every outfit, everything they buy should be bought and paid for. Give the game free. And if you want the new expansion and it's more than 12 minutes of content, they should charge $20 for it. Just like your PvP season, it should be $10 for the season pass. So, and if people want to buy it, great. If you don't, you don't. Or a seasonal operations pass, because you're no longer paying, you're paying $15 a month for either credits or operations. There's no other reason to have a sub anymore.
I agree with you in that, in the free-to-play aspect, in that I feel like I have played games that have a lot more offering for a like free-to-play set, even a battle pass or things like that, where it's like it's equal or more content for the same amount as what a SWTOR sub would cost. Like a SWTOR sub, you could sub a month to WoW and play Classic, Wrath of the Lich King Classic, and, at least for now, Dragonflight, which is the latest expansion, or all the way up to Shadowlands, which there's like an insane amount of content in there. So, I don't know, comparatively, I agree with you, Marcus, that the amount of content you get for a sub, it feels like it might as well just be free to play and put a few more eggs in the cartel market basket, if you will. You know, make some like really cool cosmetics that will pull some people in. And, you know, because SWTOR is a great game at the end of the day. You know, the story is great, all of that stuff, but I don't know. That's my opinion. I haven't played in like over a year, so what do I know?
Womp womp. I mean, 7.0 turned off so many people to the game. It is so frustrating to see all these good people that were friends get turned away from 7.0. They completely mishandled the launch. They did not have... They had all these ideas they wanted to throw together for the launch of the game, and some small aspects were left ready to go, and they launched an expansion with minimal material and had to deliver the rest of it 6 months later, and even those were launched at such a huge disarray. And now things have settled. PvP is better, but I will have to say to Marcus's leveling, a lot of people play lowbies and midbies. I didn't realize this until double XP. A lot of people mainly only play arenas to get their weekly stuff for leveling. They play lowbies to get that. They get their friends and they play lowbies, and they pick on the people who don't know what they're doing in PvP to win. That's where all the groups are, apparently. Because when the double XP event happened and I had 2 or 3 tunes that I wanted to level between 70 and 75, I saw these people talking so much crap in lowbie PvP chat versus 80s. And I'm like, what do you mean it takes more skill to win in a lowbies match? You are with a friend in voice comm. It is easier for you two to win because you guys can carry more, because you understand more what these people who are just leveling are doing. They're just there to level, man. I was there to just level. But it was so frustrating to see people literally hiding in lobby PvP to get those weeklies done.
This is very, well, I wouldn't say it's very off topic, but it is less related. I just want to give a quick shout out. Rayu asked a bunch of questions earlier and he got us talking about SWTOR. Rayu has, since he has been more or less quote unquote back, Rayu has been taking the charge in the Walk It Off guild for getting Conquest. And again, totally not related necessarily, but shout out to Rayu for taking the lead. And there's been a very active Walk It Off conquest. They're achieving their conquest. And
Rayu.
Let's go Rayu and the Walk It Off guild.
Hell yeah.
You know, I think they need to make operations free to play or a pass, like $5 a month for just operations. Like the game needs to go free to play. And I think
an
the
operations pack. Like you buy the operations $10.
100%. Same thing with PvP. Like you want to do the PvP season, pay for it. Pay the $10 or whatever. I don't know. I'm over the subs to games. Like I pay a lot of money to play Destiny, but the amount of content that I get for that $10 or $20 or $30 or $40 or whatever is massive.
Yeah.
it's a different game mode, man. MMOs as a general genre, which I was really surprised that they are coming out with the new Lord of the Rings MMO, specifically from Amazon. MMOs in general are just hard to keep alive. MMOs as a genre have seen and their golden age is past, way past due, right? With WoW back in the early and mid 2000s. You know, since then we've had two huge new genres come up. We had League of Legends and Dota.
MOBA. Yep.
MOBAs, right. MOBAs came out, and then after MOBAs, we've seen battle royales have come out.
Yeah.
You know, Fortnite, and those games are people want to jump in, play a match for 20 minutes, or get enough game time in 20, 30 minutes, and hop out. You know,
And-
there's no more MMOs as a genre. Just are difficult to maintain.
But
Go ahead, Atrax.
I was
I'm
just
gonna
gonna
just
say
say,
to
yeah,
throw-
but
Hold on. Let Atrax speak.
No, I'm doing it. No, it'll only take a second. I was also going to throw in there the Overwatch style games, Overwatch and TF2, also incredibly popular, where you just play for 20, 30 minutes and then you're out, casual style.
But talking MMOs, Guild Wars 2 is free. You pay for your expansion and you own it.
Yep.
Everything is on the cash shop. Everything. So your cash shop purchases are the reason, like that's what's keeping the game alive. And they come out with an expansion every 12 to 18 months. But you pay for the $30 or $40 for it and you're done. And you don't pay again, and they come out with new shit for the cash shop or the galactic trade market, whatever you want to call it, or they come out with a new dungeon or something and you pay for it. Same thing with ESO. You don't have to sub to ESO. You don't have to. You get perks to, but you don't have to. You could just buy the stuff, the content when it comes out. I just think a sub model is going by the wayside.
Well, and also the sub model, like a lot of things, is oversaturated. You have Xbox Game Pass. You have Ubisoft's whatever thing that they have. You've got all of the streaming services like Netflix, Hulu. What are some of the other ones? Freaking YouTube has one, and others. Peacock, I think, is another one, and Adult Swim. Like, there's a million streaming services.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of gaming sub services that you can get free games for. There's like the subscription model is just oversaturated. I would agree with you on that too.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of Working Class Nerds.